Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is mid-August and it's still too hot to go outside down here in zone 9B. So I'm gonna be inside today, taking you guys with me as I can some jam today. So I have canned before. Several years ago I learned how to can. And I also canned some peach jam this year and we are actually going through it. So we need to get a little more put up. So I bought some frozen blueberries from our farmer's market and I'm gonna try using those today. The peach jam that I made a few weeks ago, that was a regular like full sugar jam. This one is gonna be a low sugar jam because that one was really sweet. So we're gonna try this, see how it goes. I have some low sugar pectin, and of course I have my handy dandy ball canning book. And of course, we cannot have jam without fresh bread. So I make our bread 90% of the time now because I'm a gluten-free girly and gluten-free bread is really small usually and it's also really expensive. So it's cheaper for me to just make it at home. I will link the recipe down below, but it is my favorite sandwich bread recipe that I've tried to date. And yeah, so let's get started. So I keep my recipes in like this little book that I got from Target way back in the day. And I've also resorted to like printing them out because trying to follow a recipe on a blog is actually my worst nightmare. I'm gonna do this easy gluten-free sandwich bread. And like I said, I'll link the recipe below for my fellow gluten-free folks. Okay, now that our bread is done, I'm gonna cover this with some cling wrap, and I think it says it needs to proof for an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna set this aside, clean this up, and then we'll get started on our canning. Okay, so I'm just gonna gather my materials, and then we will take this step by step. I'm kind of nervous about filming this part, but we can do it. So I have this like little mat that goes in the bottom of the pot to keep the jars from touching the bottom of the pot. And then I have my, where is it? When I need things, I can't find them. My jar lifter, and then I need my little headspace thing. Okay. My canning funnel. So I think our blueberries are thawed out now, and I grabbed another bowl to mash them in, and I'm also gonna grab an apron because I have realized that this would be a mistake. So 1 second. Also, the oven is preheating at 400 degrees for the bread, and I realize that I'm saying that it's too hot to be outside, but I'm turning my oven on. So I realize the disconnect there, but it's not the same, so don't come for me. So I'm gonna wash my hands. We are going to measure out the blueberries, and then we're gonna measure out the blueberries and then crush them, or crush them and then measure them out, however. Okay, so my goal is to get 8 jars of jam. So I'm just gonna prepare them how it says in the book, which is for blueberries, crush 1 layer at a time using a potato masher. I don't have a potato masher, so I have this mason jar that I'm just gonna use. So I'm gonna grab them. It says like 1 layer at a time. So I'm gonna put a layer in the bottom of a bowl and just mash them up. I don't think I'm gonna get enough for 8 jars, but we'll see. So this is the finished mush product right here. Definitely not multiple. Definitely not enough for 4 jars, I don't think. So the timer just went off on our bread, and this is how it's looking as I get flour all over the place. Absolutely gorgeous. And so the instructions say to brush it with an egg white. So I'm gonna do that very gently. There are certainly like other like easier bread recipes to do that are gluten-free that I use sometimes when I don't feel like making this one. This is a brioche style loaf, and so you have like the eggs and stuff like that, but I make another loaf from, I think, what's it called? It's called Bake Simple by Canel et Vanille, something like that. I think she's from Spain or something, but That book also is really good. I'll link it down below. But that one also has some really good, more simple bread recipes in it. So I'm gonna take this beauty and put her in the oven. Okay, now the bread's in the oven for an hour and 10 minutes, I think. I'm gonna do it for an hour and 20 minutes because my oven's been cooking really weird lately. I need to get an oven thermometer to see what that's about, but that's how long I'm gonna cook mine. But back to the jam. I'm gonna grab the additional ingredients that it calls for after I clean up my space that has flour all over it. I need bottled lemon juice and my pectin, butter. I'm gonna use margarine because I only have vegan butter. And I have my sugar, and I need bottled fruit juice. If you heard a thud, that was my mic. And I have this blueberry pomegranate juice because the regular just blueberry juice was too expensive. I'm just gonna taste this really quick. Let's see. I mean, it's what I have, so we're gonna use it, but I just wanna see what it tastes like. Yum, it's really good. And this is unsweetened. Very good. Okay, that's gonna make great jam. I have I'm using Sure Gel pectin, so we'll see how that goes. But the canner, the jars, and the lids are ready. Now we're gonna put everything in a pan. I'm gonna use my Big Daddy because I don't know how much. I probably won't need that. Okay, I think we can get by with this one. So we'll use my mini Le Creuset, or however you pronounce it. Put that on here, and then I'm gonna bring you guys over here. Okay, so I wish I had a table right here that could like hold my book. So we're gonna do, first I'm gonna see if I have enough fruit to make 8 jars. So I need 2 2/3 of a cup. I definitely don't have enough, so we're just gonna make 4 cups. So 1, 2 2/3 of a cup. I think I have just enough to make this, which is amazing. Stove on like a medium heat, and then we need a bottled lemon juice. One, 2. I'm gonna stir that up, and then it says gradually stir in the pectin. So I'm just gonna, it says gradually stir it in. So we're just gonna do that. Okay, so I'm just stirring this around, so getting the pectin to dissolve. That's kind of the texture now. So now that the pectin is pretty much dissolved, I'm going to add in some margarine or vegan butter, just a scant 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then it says to bring to a rolling boil that can't be that can't be stirred down. So I'm gonna just raise this up very high. Okay, so I just added like a half a cup of sugar. I thought I was filming, but I don't think that I was. And so I just added that in there, and I'm gonna bring it back up to that boil that is not stopping. Okay, I feel like that's a hard boil, so I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 1 minute. Just gonna stir it. So I'm just gonna bring it over here, and then we will grab the jars. I'm careful just to pour the water out without burning myself. And it says, ladle the hot jam into the jar. So I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Let's see how much. That's definitely not a 1/4 inch of headspace. I'm gonna add just a little bit more in here. Perfect. Just enough. This one, I'm probably not even gonna can because it doesn't have enough space. So get rid of our air bubbles in here. So put the rings on. I'm just gonna put them on finger tight. My 3 jars of jam. Okay, it says to bring to a boil and process for 10 minutes. I'm gonna just clean up this mess, and then once the water starts boiling, I'll get the timer started, and then I'll see you guys back here. is about to go off in, okay. So timer's off. I'm gonna turn off the heat. It says to remove the lid and then let the jars cool for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna take the lid off and then I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and then I will see you guys in a second to take the jars out. And it says to not worry about the water on top of the jar, so I'm not like tilting it to take that off. I'm just like picking it straight up and then putting it on the towel. That's it, my 3 little jars of jam. Well, it's 4, but this one's not canned. So it says to let these sit for 24 hours, so we will check back on these tomorrow just to make sure they seal. But don't worry, I'm gonna keep you updated on the bread and show you that when it comes out of the oven. So this is the finished loaf. It is absolutely gorgeous still. It's been a couple hours, a few hours, something like that, and I am well into making dinner. So let's cut into it. It's the moment of truth. All right. Nice crunch. Ooh, look at that. So good. Such a nice piece of sandwich bread. Bring y'all in closer. That's really good. That's so amazing. This is so good. I'm gonna finish eating this and I will see y'all next week. Bye.